Sarah, listen, I'm a professional. I am. I do this for a living. I've dealt with this kind of thing before. I can help you. And I make my money by healing people and keeping them safe. There are a lot of jealous, evil, envious people out there. And I'm not surprised.
I play Melissa in the movie Two Witches. Melissa's character, she's first of all, she's just a badass bitch out here doing her tarot and her candles and her crystals and helping people, cleanse their auras, which is definitely not me. She's definitely spiritual and into the magic and magical realm of the universe. She's in touch with that. And so it was cool for me to get into that because I had no idea at all. Even though I live in LA and everybody seems to be some sort of wizard in one way or another, but really trying to tap into that spiritual side of myself and get rid of the skeptic, which is me. Pierre and I did a lot of research about we went to a lot of spiritual stores and checking out like what people use in their homes for day-to-day things, like sage and frankincense and palo santos and stuff like that you burn to like cleanse things, which I kind of already knew, but I never did it. And people do this all the time, and it's a huge thing, and with crystals and guardians and totems, and so it was really awesome.
Mel, check this out. Just came. Look at these real horns. Goat horns.
Yes, Dustin, those are real horns.
Pierre and I got a whole bunch of our saint candles, the Catholic saint candles, and then we just like, we love you, God, and then just pasted over them with some. Those are the ones that you see that are by like the Zoltar thing when you first are introduced to Melissa and Dustin, and she's cleaning her candles, And then, of course, they talk about it in the thing. But, yeah, so I learned a lot about that, and so now, I'm a little bit more on the spiritual thing. I may or may not have a tarot deck. So I guess each character kind of rubs off on you, which is cool. So this is one of the photos that is hanging in the evil witch, the baby-eating witch, Marina's bedroom. And this is actually from my mom's old vintage shop she used to have up north. And so when Pierre and I were designing the rooms and making sure to get really cool stuff, kind of kitschy and stuff like that, this was definitely one of those ones that I was like, dude, whoever has this in their house is definitely eating children. Pierre and I, we collected so many things to put into the film, so it had like these cute little full circle moments when you see things, and especially the house that the party happens where Rebecca, gets her powers for that first time. There's that evil kind of looking Santa Claus, and that's like that I had that my family was like, get this away, it's weird, and we put that in, and just the chairs that the two twins are sitting on, and there's just so many cool things that we put in there that we also had fun getting. Hey, Mom.
Hi, baby.
Hey, you're on speaker. You're in an interview for the movie Two Witches. Say hi.
Hi.
What do you have to say about playing your role?
Using my witchy voice.
Oh, nice. And then, Mom, real quick. Oh, wait, do that again? Okay, and Mom, just real quick, people want to know, did you have to buy the prosthetic, the mouthpiece that you had?
No, I already had it.
So as you can see, the whole movie was a family affair. Pierre's mom, Marina, was the lead baddie, and then my mom was part of her little witchy coven. She's the one at the end in the blue. What was she wearing? Turquoise? I don't know, something. She was wearing blue, and she was the taupe one that made her face go. You'll see in the movie where my mom just starts getting into it, and she starts doing like, I've never seen these facial features before. Oh God. Here's my best friend. This is the Ouija board from the actual film. This is her. This is Pierre's, actually. How long have you had this for? 5 years? He's had it for 5 years. Probably can't. Does it come from France? Is it French? Is vous la fouchez comme soi? So this is the real guy. Do you still have the planchette? Okay, this is the planchette, which we made. This is so these are my grandmother's old playing cards. And I was like, man, Nolan, I want you to be in the film too. So we cut them up and put them on the planchette. And then this is an old film lens. And then we just made it onto there. It looks so, when I made it, I thought it was really cool. And now looking at it, it's kind of janky. But that's okay. It's art. When Pierre was like, Dina, so we're going to have a Ouija board. And I was like, first of all, I am a horror buff through and through. I grew up watching with my dad. But there were 3 things my dad always told me never to do as an adult or a child or anything. He's like, 1, do not get on motorcycles. 2, do not get fucking pregnant. And 3, do not play with Ouija boards. So I've kind of let him down, but playing with the Ouija board, I was like, well, technically if it's on film, you're not really playing with it. Because as Latinos, you kind of just got to be careful. We believe in, like, there probably is another side. Just don't mess with it. Don't open any doors. You can say hi through a window, but don't open any doors. And so Pierre's like, you're not really going to be playing with it. I was like, yeah, but you're over here saying things like de mini taco, and it sounds scary. And so he was like, no, Dina, you're fine. And so when we sat down to do the Ouija board scene in the script, I was like, I always thought that you're supposed to like open it up with something and make sure that you close the portal on Ouija's. So Pierre and I figured out a way for Melissa to say something that, you know, she's like getting them pumped up.
I want you all to focus on your candle. This is your spirit. It will protect you from any ill will. Remember that when we lift the veil to the spiritual world, we need to seem united and strong. And do not mock or invite anything from the beyond. Okay. Let's have some fun.
And then the candles, which I thought was really cool, of keeping the candles are like your light in the spiritual realm, because then you see how Belle's candle goes. The shot in the house, the burnt house that you see in Ian's dream, that night, well, not only was it Pierre's birthday, so sacrifice on that, but that night was like 32 degrees. It was freezing. I only had my little skirt on, and thank God I had long hair covering my lady parts. But like, I was just like, and then Tim's over here naked as well, and just being like, are you good? And I was like, yeah.
Simon, you're here. Don't be scared. Come here. Come here.
We're pregnant. We're pregnant.
I did the practical effects on my belly in the burnt house, and that was me, Pierre, and a friend from France laying on the fucking ground, mixing some eggs together and siliconing my stomach. And you know, it's kind of it was a fun time, because it's like, I'm a nudist, so I don't care. And they were just on top of me, just fiddling around. And that shot ended up looking amazing, and pulling the baby out. And we shoved the baby in the pocket. And the way that Pierre has he has a wonderful eye of like knowing how the camera can shake and make it look real. And
You want to hold it?
Do I hold it, Simon?
night, Tim leaves. Pretty much everybody leaves except for me, Pierre, Marina, and Ian, right? And so this is like 3 o'clock in the morning or really, really late. And we're in this burnt house where 2 people actually died. So anyways, it's a real thing. So I'm there. I'm able to have clothes on, and I'm sitting next to Marina, who is the lead witch in the movie. And we're sitting on this bench, and I'm holding sound. And at this point, the sound, something's wrong with the cord, so I have to be like super duper fucking still, and I can't do anything. And I'm holding this, and Marina's right there. And it's during the scene where Ian's doing, like, he sees Belle all fucked up. Can I cuss in this? We were doing, I think it was on the 3rd take or whatever. And I'm holding this, and it's freezing. And all of a sudden, as he's doing that, me and Marina, we both hear, and I hear from the bedroom, the hallway down the bedroom of where the people had passed, church bells, like the fucking Notre Dame ringing of bells, a symphony of bells ringing and chiming. And I am holding this, trying not to fuck up so we don't have to do another take. And I'm looking down this hallway that is kind of the same hallway that's in the film, just dark and burnt and messed up. And I'm just feeling something. And then Marina, as I look, I'm like going back to Marina. Marina's already looking that way. And she's like, and I'm like, and then I'm just like, oh my God. And Pierce is on the ground trying to get this shot. And Ian's yelling, and the bells are coming closer. Anyways, after that, Pierre's like, yeah, I think I got the shot. I'm like, great, yeah, because we're leaving. We are going home. Like, that place was creepy as balls. Okay, so then we tell Pierre, and he's like, what? It's, the sound never recorded the bells. So when he went back 2 days and started going over the footage and checking out the sound, there was no bells whatsoever on that sound of any of the takes of Ian screaming. And for me and Marina, it's like, that's not possible because it was so fucking loud. And he was like, dude, there's no bells. And he didn't hear it, nor Ian. Only the women did. Maybe because we're more susceptible to the other realm. I'm not quite sure. And that was, I guess, you know, everybody on set, like, is it haunted? That was one of the only times to where I was like, definitely, that was a creepy moment for sure. To where I was like, and it could have also, we worked so hard that I was going crazy, so was Marina. But for sure, I'll always remember that part as like maybe the closest thing I've ever come to seeing a ghost. I think with the horror community, we are so not forgiving, but we love, like, make a mistake, we love it, we eat that shit up. And so with horror, it's some of the best fan group because we just all love each other. Like, if you're out here and just as sadistic as me, then hell yeah, I want to see what you can do. I love that. And so 80s as well, and 70s, the zooms, right? These 70s more, I guess, yeah. And I love these zooms that Pierre does. And one of my favorite zooms is when Belle sees the witch in Griffith Park, like way away, and there's this cool, like, zoom in, and just so many times that Pierre's able to bring such the classic genre and make it new again. And that is what I love. And I think working with him and just doing all of these projects together, I just really get to see the cool kind of love for the past, but then also the hope for the future. And so he puts it all together into this really amazing film.
Okay, and I'll find out who she is.
And when I find out who she is, then I'm gonna...
Pierre, Maxime, and I are all huge horror fans, and when making this, we all were on the same brain plane artistically, and that was awesome because between the three of us, I think we've seen pretty much every horror movie in existence, and we were able to take from all of those and bring it into this because as true horror fans, in which we are, we want nothing more than to pay homage and to make you have the best time in the theater and while watching. So we're just happy to have it out there and having you guys enjoy it because that's what we're here to do.